Welcome. Great to see you all. Y'all. uh, so, so since the topic is on gratitude, I thought we should do a meditation on gratitude to get it started. Okay. And we'll go into we'll talk late, talk about gratitude. All right. So, uh, let's begin with the intention to enter meditation. Allow all the different parts of you to respond to this intention to meditate. Hold an understanding that the what you might call the innate intelligence in the body, the innate intelligence in the different parts of your being, biological intelligence, emotional intelligence, the unconscious intelligence, the ones that are actually doing things, okay, that they already have a correct understanding of what meditation is, and just on a conscious level, bringing so like ringing the bell, let us meditate. All those different parts of you want to go into meditation. They know what it is, and they want to cooperate. And just listen to them. Listen to them. They will give you the best guidance you can ever have. Listen to the intelligence in the body as it guides you about how you should position the body. It wants you to have a posture that is comfortable. And it gives you a hint of how to achieve that. You feel that hint by it feels like an impulse to make an adjustment here and there. Know that it is that intelligence responding. So connect with it, rejoice, and implement that uh, that adjustment with mindfulness. And once you feel confident in the posture of the body, your legs, your torso, every part of you is comfortable and stable. Your hands, how you place them, whatever works best for you. Your head and neck feel centered. There's no conscious holding them from falling forward or holding them from falling either backwards or to the side. They feel centered. They feel that they're holding themselves up. Mouth, teeth, tongue feel resting in their natural places. The muscles of the face are as relaxed as you can make them, and the forehead. And just rest your eyes, however, for you feels like resting for the eyes. It could be closed completely, slightly open where you just see light but no specific objects, or halfway open, looking at as though your hand was in front of your nose, or looking even straight ahead. Whatever feels a sense, gives you a sense of the eyes resting, the resting place for your eyes. So you stay there. And for those of you who are already familiar with meditation, notice how the signs are already rising, appearing already in the body, in the breath, in the mind, energetically, cognitively. First, give a sense of freedom to the mind, that your mind is free. It's free to roam anywhere, and it can go anywhere it wants to. It can go inwards subjectively, it can go outwards to one of the uh, objects that it is picking up from any of your senses, but just rest in that sense that the mind is free. The mind is free. And staying in that sense of freedom, and gently feel the points of contact between you, your body, and your immediate surroundings. The point of contact between you and your seat, your feet against the ground, the floor, the temperature of the room touching you. and you're still within that sense of the mind is free. It can go to any point of contact, whether it's the feel of the clothing on you, wherever it is, the mind is free to go to any one of those points. In addition to feeling the points of contact, you're more aware of the sign of calming, pleasantness, the signs of being in meditation, approaching meditation. As if you're at the threshold, about to fully commit to enter into the meditative space where these signs of calm, pleasantness, clarity, radiance, and focus will be enhanced, and they will gradually enhance, stronger and stronger, becoming clearer, brighter, more and more calm and peaceful, more and more pleasant and joyful, more and more collected and focused. But right now, there's a slight taste of them emanating from the space of meditation, and you're at the threshold and you're about to commit to enter. And the way you take that step of commitment, the way you step into the door is with a conscious, deep breath. It could be any other way, but this is how we're doing it here. A conscious, deep breath. It could be just the idea, I'm entering. So together, gently, fully through the nose, breathe in. You can hold for a second or two, and then through the mouth, you breathe out. And as you breathe out, completely release. And as you release, let go, let go. Feel the letting go in the body. Feel the letting go in the breath. Feel the letting go in the mind. Stay in that momentum of letting go, letting go, letting go. Notice the signs enhancing energetically. Notice the signs enhancing biologically. Notice the signs enhancing emotionally, mentally, and keep in that momentum of letting go, letting go, letting go, letting go, letting go, letting go. Notice the new sensations arising or the strengthening of the sensations. Rejoice witnessing that, knowing that that means you're indeed deeper. You're indeed accessing a more subtle, more powerful aspect of your own consciousness. The powerful means to bring about immediate transformation. So you keep letting go, keep letting go, keep letting go. Stay in that momentum. Leave the breath alone. Stay in that momentum of letting go, letting go. Now, almost as if you are accustoming yourself to the space, while you're in that space, you will recognize things that are very familiar, that is, things that you experience outside of this meditative state, and things which are unique to the meditative space. But just because you're experiencing things which are familiar, that's what they are, familiar. Just like you're a tourist in a new place and you encounter things which are familiar, things which are exactly the same as your home. But you don't tell yourself all of a sudden, no, I must not be in a new place because you're seeing another Starbucks. Okay. So just acknowledge that, oh, this is similar to outside of meditation. And especially the signs of calm in the body, from the legs all the way to the soft resting of the eyes, or general sense of the body calm, a general sense of the body's pleasant experience, the breath calming and somewhat pleasant. And there's a kind of peace in the mind, a kind of pleasantness also in the mind. And for those of you who are more even familiar, you may start to experience inner sensations and immediately remind yourself clarity, radiance, focus. Now you're accustomed to that new space, like adjusting your vision to a dark space that you just entered, and now you're able to see. Now we will stabilize with threefold breath. It's best to find any of the signs, subtle signs that you find yourself drawn towards, or you find just very strongly present. It could be in the body, it could be the breath, it could be in the mind, or combination or general sense, not connected to any of them, of the calm, the pleasantness, or the clarity, or the radiance. That is, it could be a sound, it could be a vision, it could be a sensation in the body, or some other sensation that tells you with conviction that you are in meditative space. So to stabilize and deepen, stay aware of that sign. Like for me, it's a sound. I'm going to keep hearing it. And as I'm keep hearing it, you're going to take a deep breath in through the nose, keep hearing it, keep sensing it, keep feeling it. And as you breathe out, let yourself go deep into it. I'm going deeper into that sound. The sound is getting louder, or for you, maybe the vision is getting brighter, crispier, more pronounced, or the sensation is getting stronger until you reach the natural end of the breath. And you don't force an in breath, just wait for it to naturally come back, and try to stay with that sound or with that vision or with that sensation or with that feeling. Try to stay with it and get ready for two more breaths just the same way. Stay aware, breathe in and drop. And the last full breath, stay connected through the nose, breathe in, and through the mouth, just let go. And notice the enhanced form of any of the signs or all of the signs or combination of the signs, whether they're in the body in more enhanced, whether they're in the breath more enhanced, whether they're in the mind or a general sense of all of them. Acknowledge them, rejoice. And skillfully navigating through this space, getting ever more peaceful, getting ever more clearer, brighter, stronger. You gently raise your attention to the space in front of you at the level of your eyebrows. And just gently start to think about, it may not be this life, it may not be this next life, it may not be, we don't know when it will be, but there is the potential for you to be fully awakened, fully authentic, where you're no longer guided by any misunderstanding, where every way of relating is skillful. And however you can imagine that for now. And you know it is will definitely be way beyond it what we can imagine now. Just for now, whatever you can imagine, whatever there is the hopeful wish of encountering, of becoming, just think of it. And know that in some time in space, in the future, next life, 10,000 lifetimes from now, a million lifetimes from now, three countless eons from now, or tomorrow, there is this realization, this existing as this being. To keep thinking of that and think of all the qualities that you will be exhibiting, you will be embodying when you are that being. How your love will be, how your compassion will be, how your wisdom will be. And see how beautiful you are, this beautiful awakened you. My goodness, you're so gorgeous. You're radiating with beauty, beauty of love, beauty of compassion, beauty of wisdom, beauty of generosity, beauty of patience, beauty of effort. And all the qualities that you are drawn to that makes you want to get to that, to become that being. They're there, radiating brightly, beautifully. How did you finally become this incredibly beautiful being? How did that happen? And as you asked that question, there were people you encountered, certain personalities that you encountered that were very influential, that you met even now, in the past, that you will meet in the future, who will have given you advice, who will have given you guidance and protection. They help you get there. There were certain practices that you had to take up, and somehow you found the resilience to let go of certain habits. You became completely free of certain habits that were holding you back. So whatever advice that you followed, whatever teachings you followed, instructions you followed, you're, they're there. But there were people helping you, giving you support, encouraging you in so many different ways. They all collectively helped you to become this incredibly beautiful being. Look how gorgeous you are. Oh my goodness. Unbelievably gorgeous being. So, towards all these who helped you, have a great sense of respect, a great sense of trust. They are out there. And a great sense of gratitude. And these are somewhat abstract personalities you have not yet met, instructions you have may not have yet received, resources that you may not have discovered or come in contact with, or communities or friends that you may not have come in contact with. But there are these here, right now, who are helping you to be able to meet those who will help you find those instructions, help you find those personalities who will influence you, who will inspire you, who will guide you and protect you, friends who will support you. They're here now, and have a deep sense of gratitude towards them. Your friend in grade school who stuck by you, and because of that, you're able to contemplate what you're contemplating now. That teacher, for some reason, made a great impact on you. The bully will help you to find your strength. The person who stepped on your toes, who helped you find, help you recognize that you have patience. The people who suffered, who help you to know that you have a powerful means of responding, compassion. Your partner, the love and the loves in your life, who help you to discover a little bit more about yourself, evolve a little bit more. Your parents, your siblings, the barista in the corner coffee shop. Be grateful to them because they too contributed to that gorgeous being that you are in that future time. Teachers that you know in this life, those who are still alive, those who've passed away, those you may not even have any more contact with. Their contribution helped you to become that gorgeous being. The books that you stumbled upon, the books that you deliberately sought, the instructions that were not invited, but they were given anyway, but somehow they helped. The different personalities in the different communities that you made connections with, the shy ones, the ones who could not stop talking, those who seemed to get on people's nerves, those you could not even remember if they were there or not. They all helped. They all contributed in you becoming that, oh my goodness, that incredibly gorgeous being that you are. Be grateful to them. The persons who helped you to exercise generosity, eventually discovering that your generosity wasn't so pure, and it helped you to recognize that so you can purify your generosity. Those who helped you by making you the object of generosity. They were generous with their time, with their energy, with their material resources. All that contributed to that gorgeous being waiting for you to become. Be grateful to them. Be grateful to the environments, the spaces you stayed in. They help you to recognize, this is where I should not be. This is where I, I should be. Be grateful to them. Be grateful to the air, to the trees that help you breathe, to the ground, the sky, the waters that fall from the sky, the rivers that keeps the waters clean, the rock that was just there when you needed a place to rest upon, the ocean giving you a palpable sense of vastness and wonder. Power. Be grateful to Maria, Jennifer, John, Smith, Corina, Brian, and just stay in that sense of being grateful, how it makes you feel to be grateful. And try to do this last part in bilocation, being in the body that is now meditating, and from the perspective of the you fully realized, and the you fully realizing, experiencing the state of being fully realized, the freedom, the beauty, and then looking at you right here, right now, February 10th, 2021, Earth, United States, or wherever you may be, that enlighten you looking at you, and the amount of gratitude she has for you. And as you're receiving gratitude, be aware of this body. No matter how much you may have abused it, it is there for you. Be grateful to this body. Be grateful to this mind. No matter how much you may have abused it, here it is, helping you still understand, helping you to remember, giving you experience of subjectivity. Be grateful to your mind. It is in the continuum of this very mind that awakened mind came to be. It is in the continuum of this very body that that awakened you came to be. So be grateful to this body, to this mind, to your emotions, ever present to tell you the truth of your convictions. And as you dwell in this spirit of gratitude, keep feeling it. What makes you know you're feeling gratitude? What's happening to you? How is the body telling you you're feeling gratitude? How is your mind telling you you're feeling gratitude? the feel of your energy, the alignment of your emotions. How are they letting you know that gratitude is present? And keep dropping deeper into the space of calm, clarity, radiance, joy, focus. And as you drop deeper into that space, experience the more vivid experience of gratitude. Gratitude from the perspective of you looking from the point of view of your awakened self as at you right here, right now. And let yourself have a dialogue of gratitude between you here and your awakened self. Your awakened self looking at you with joyful gratitude. Thank you for, and then what is she saying? What is she thankful to you for? Listen, accept it, and be grateful back. Thank you for being an ever present inspiration, and so forth, like that. And keep sinking deeper into the feeling of the gratitude. Okay, get ready to arise from the meditation. And just as a nice auspiciousness, see that awaken you come to the crown of your head. See, feel that presence at the crown of your head. Understanding that all those beautiful qualities that you aspire to are present right here, right now, above your head. And with a sense of readiness, you open your mind, open your heart, and gladly that bright, beautiful presence descends to the crown of your head, reaches the very center of your heart. And there she dwells, filling your heart with its brilliant presence. Leaking her qualities into your present state. And get ready to get up out of the meditation. First, become aware of the space of the meditation itself, the calm, the pleasantness, whatever measure, and whatever the signs pointing to clarity and radiance for you. Notice them, rejoice in their presence, and a sense of readiness. Take a nice deep breath in through the nose, feel it, hear it, and breathe out. And gently reconnect with your immediate surrounding through your sense of touch, noticing the temperature again, noticing the feel of the clothing, your seat, noticing the different sounds, noticing colors, lights, and different shapes. Okay. All right, everyone. Hello. Everybody's back. We didn't leave anybody in the meditation realm. Okay. Now, before I even start the topic on gratitude, uh, when you were in the experience of gratitude, where you were feeling a sense of gratitude for all those different objects from whom you can draw gratitude, I wanted you to stay aware of that sensation. Stay aware of that as we continue to talk about it. Okay. We encounter the sense of gratitude, especially in Buddhism, at first with being grateful for your life, in a sense of not just having a life, but having what is referred to as a life of fortune and sort of leisure and fortune. Basically having a life that gives you that affords you, that gives you the opportunity to actually be able to discover meaning in life. There is, for each one of us, a degree of wanting meaning, of seeking meaning. Perhaps it is one of the things that distinguishes humans from other life forms that we have seen on this planet. Perhaps they too, in their own way, have a way of seeking for meaning. But it's something that we definitely experience to a great extent, to a point where it drives us, some of us even crazy. Okay. So uh, recognizing that we actually have the tools with that this life itself is the very tool that will help us find this meaning that we are eager, that we are thirsty to find, thirsty to be quenched with. And we begin the first act of expressing gratitude. So what is happening? We're going to get to that later. What is happening when we are expressing gratitude? Why should we express gratitude in the first place? It can even be said for those who are more scientifically inclined, more inclined towards biology and evolution. You could even say nature imbued us with a need, or with a need for and a capacity to express gratitude and to receive gratitude. So you can say it's in our DNA, even if you don't want to go into the religious or spiritual explanation for the need of gratitude. So let's say if it is only a biological need, which has no further explanation other than the perpetuation of the biology, right? So through this biology, we have devised very skillful, very intricate ways of being able to fulfill the need of this, if it is indeed just biological need. And you could even say the religious or the spiritual ways of seeking and expressing gratitudes is somehow it's an outcome of the programming of the biology, where our biology is such that we've come up with sophisticated means of being able to fulfill that need for whatever purpose that nature has in it for us. Okay, so uh, in this first encounter of expressing gratitude, something is happening. When we are able to express gratitude for seeing this life's value, and not only so these are the, so to say, it's the elements involved in gratitude, right? So there is a direct experience of being the recipient of something that is of value to you, that is of great benefit to you. And because it is of a benefit to you, you could say that you're the recipient of kindness. And along with that, there is, and I don't know how to explain this, but I'm sure there is a biological, evolutionary way of explaining it. But there is also connected with that a sense of knowing the intention from whom you receive this kindness. Somehow you have a sense that there is a pure intention in the expression of that kindness that you received. So there is a direct perception or direct experience of receiving an act of kindness, something that you really value, something that benefits you. And there's a sense that it was given to you out of pure intention. And also connected to that, there is an appreciation of the energy that was expended on your behalf. The energy was expended on your behalf. Okay, it was an act done for you. So energy was gathered and collected and then spent on you, so that you can receive something that benefits you, right? And then there is a sense of perceiving all that, a sense of perceiving uh, all these traits, all these qualities. And just by purely perceiving that, and that's where you could say we have been programmed through our DNA, through evolution, upon perceiving these things, a sense of gratitude comes up. Okay. So based on these, the sense of gratitude comes up, a sense of truly appreciating the experience of being the recipient of this kindness. And not only are you, when you are appreciating, when you're in this phase, this mode of appreciating what's going on right here, right at that moment. And also, there is also, you might even call that a sense, another evolutionary thing is taking place. It is what I think what is referred to as the mirror, something mirror neurons or something like that. That's how a lot of animals learn from their environments. They especially learn from those who are very similar to them. How is it that they know eat this, eat that, walk like this, walk like that, speak this way, speak that way? So there's something nature has programmed in us that makes us uh, immediately want to reflect what we see. So when we are feeling this sense of appreciation, simultaneously with it, as we are deeply appreciating having been this recipient of this kindness and all the things connected to it, there's also a mirroring taking place. A mirroring in a sense of, you can even say, this is the spiritual part. There's a deep uh, there's a revelation of something very deep within us that we feel has been revealed. We feel a purity. We feel uh, I'll even go as far as something pure and divine, something like that. Somehow we feel that we have been made to touch it. So, and all that comes from allowing gratitude to take place. We don't necessarily have to, it doesn't necessarily have to equal gratitude. You can put a stop to it and not allow it to become gratitude, even though we are seeing ourselves recipient of kindness and there's a good intention and all that kind of stuff. A lot of work went into it, or energy was spent. We can put a stop to it. That's our perfect freedom. Remember, the perfect freedom to suffer or perfect freedom to have bliss. Okay, we are perfectly free for it to go to either way. But when we allow the appreciation to culminate to a sense of where we want to mirror what's happening, and there's a sense of we're allowing ourselves to feel that we are touching the divine. And it's not a divine, oh, I see your divine, or I see the divine in you, but rather in the very process itself, almost as if a veil has been removed, and we have a sense of touching in a direct and yet not so overt way, something very meaningful. We are touching meaning. We are touching what we are deeply in search of, meaning. So that's what you could say is in the process of gratitude. And this exercise that we encounter in the very beginning, look at your life. Look at all the conditions that you have. See how they are, in a sense, a gift, something to appreciate. Your life is a gift. It is, why is it a gift? It is a means to achieve, it is a means to fulfill the search for meaning. Not in an abstract way, but in an experiential way. Huh? So later on, this sense of appreciation, this sense of expressing gratitude, this sense of simultaneously appreciating and seeking, wanting to mirror, the sense of touching something meaningful. Now we expand it. We begin to expand it, and uh, and now we begin to sort of seeing how this life is helping us. It is a means to help us find meaning, to fulfill the search for meaning. And if we stay within that line, that readiness of expressing and experiencing gratitude, then we begin to notice that kindness is coming from us, coming at us from so many different places, from so many different people, whether it was intentional or intentional, we are experiencing kindness. So that's one of the, so let's go into a little bit into some of the benefits of gratitude. And fortunately for you and for us, I think it's because of all those potheads, acid takers in the 60s and 70s who went into the realm of psychology, and they went into, rather than just studying okay, this is what craziness is, craziness number one, craziness number two, craziness level number four, but they actually said, well, there are other things that in psychology to study and to experiment with, rather than just how crazy people are. Okay, so they go into positive psychology. So eventually now I think we have like research where a lot of research have been done specifically on gratitude. And it's not something that, just that we can say with a sense of arrogance, oh, only we modern people have really taken gratitude seriously. That's something that civilizations have been taking seriously for a very long time. As a matter of fact, wherever you find civilization, wherever you find communities, one, I think it is the language of certain researchers, where they say that gratitude is the glue of societies. It is the glue. And you can imagine it, individuals living together with a common shared values. When one expresses gratitude towards another member, it 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 sort of calls upon the other to to let the other know your kindness, that act you did of kindness is appreciated. Please continue. And because you are in the spirit, because one is in the spirit or in the experience of gratitude, because of the mirroring effect that comes up, one feels obliged, not out of guilt, because that's one of the things that unfortunately we modern people have become masters of holding on to guilt. Not out of guilt, oh my goodness, now I got to do something nice to them too, because what am I going to do? I don't know what to do. No, not out of that sense, but just staying in that appreciation, and then just naturally a sense that because of the mirroring that follows, that might be another term, but I'm using it and you understand what I'm talking about. So because of that, that individual who received kindness and is grateful will be kind in return. And not only kind in return in a sense of just kind to that individual from whom that person received kindness, but just wants to be kind, because that person naturally want this kind of feeling to fill the environment that they are dwelling in. And where society, you could say, where one of the, what you might call the disease or the ills or the problems of society is gratitude is not being expressed, either individuals with other individuals, or the entire nation or the entire community as a whole are not appreciative or not grateful to the generations that came before, or to something that they are grateful for the for the for the community to exist as it is. Okay, so not being able to express that gives a lot of give rise to a lot of tension in society, gives rise to a lot of the it perpetuates acts of selfishness, perpetuates acts of holding on to yourself. um, and I'll mention this. I seem to be going all over the place. Uh, Let me go back to, so uh, the glue. It is the glue of society, and a lot of those researchers, modern researchers, have found, and so you can look at this up. Just like there's a lot of studies now, research has been done on the benefits of meditation. So you can sort of look, just Google it, and you find list and list of research and list of benefits of meditation. So in the same way, you will find also, if you do a research on what are the benefits that for the individual, the benefits for the society at large, when gratitude is being expressed and practiced. So for the, I'll just mention a few of them. For the individual, for the individual, gratitude is actually a kind of purification. It purifies our continuum. It purifies it of toxic, what you might call toxic emotions, or it purifies it of the tendency to fall prey to our afflictive emotions, afflictive tendencies. So it gives more resilience, more power for the positive emotions to have, to find resources, to find energy, to be expressed, rather than for the toxic emotions, that is the emotions, the states of mind that drags us down, the states of mind that eventually drag society down, that bring society to chaos, eventually to chaos. So by stifling, by removing the power of for the tendency, for the habitual tendencies of the negative emotions, then we become sort of purified of these toxic emotions. And we find ourselves actually dwelling more and more in positive emotions. More specifically, you could even say, and it's not only in the studies, they have found that, I mean, it's not like it's the first time that these have been discovered, but we modern people like to take credit for everything. Even we can't even, we would like to even take credit for the pyramids because we don't know how they did it. So definitely we can't give them credit. So it must be aliens. Never mind. Okay. So what was I got distracted with the alien stuff. uh anyway, it's not that only the modern psychologists or scientists have somehow discovered or what these benefits are. uh, and they actually gratitude can actually be used to help us if we have certain mental illnesses, certain sense of or a sense of um, not being at ease mentally. A degree, certain degrees of I can't say exactly to what degree, but certain degrees of depression, certain degrees of anxiety, things like that. Practicing anxiety, I mean, practicing, no, never mind practicing anxiety, okay? We become two masters of that already, so no need to practice it anymore. So uh, practicing gratitude consecutively. Consecutively means not every single day, but to the sticking to the commitment that you have made. Okay, I will practice gratitude every weekend, and every weekend you do a practice of gratitude. You take time, 5-10 minutes, where you actually really feel grateful. Okay, and you do that for a certain period of time. It is said like within 3 months, you will definitely will start to experience the benefits of gratitude. Within 3 months, that seems to be the magic number. Okay, something about uh, uh, some sort of cycle, some sort of cycle in the physical brain itself. Okay, that it requires 3 months. Okay, and the beautiful thing is, once you've initiated to the experience of experiencing the benefits of gratitude, it stays with you. It stays with you for a very long time, and you don't have to worry about it going away within a week, within a month. It stays with you for quite some time. And because you're experiencing, you've sort of got into the habit, because 3 months create habit. When you get into the habit of practicing gratitude, it becomes natural for you now. Not only do you need to just sit in a corner somewhere and then on your desk and then deliberately try to think of something to be grateful for. As soon as something comes up, you're able to see it with the light of gratitude and be able to go into the experience of expressing and feeling gratitude at that time. Okay. Uh, and when not only specific uh, like not being at ease mentally, like certain kinds of depression, certain kinds of anxiety. But just when you feel like you're going through hard times, whatever the source may be, okay, whether it's a relationship, whether it's finances, whether it's society, whether it's whatever, cultural, whenever you feel that you're going through hard times, practicing gratitude helps us have the resilience, not the resilience like you just take it resilience, but rather to not fall prey to, because when we are experiencing hard times, it has become like uh, a nurturing environment for what you might call the toxic emotions to flourish. Okay, just like you have uh, trash somewhere, it's a fertile ground for bacteria and all kind of disease to flourish. So when we stay in hot when we are in hard times, it becomes difficult for us to experience positive emotions. Okay, so but if we practice gratitude, and hard times, we are living on planet Earth. Unfortunately, hard times will come. If some of you are very lucky and you're not experiencing hard times, you will experience it some in some form or another. Okay, so when you come to experience hard times, you will be able to find the strength to to stay positive. That's one of the things about it. Now, this is the thing I was gonna sort of divert to, but now it's a proper time to go into it. So, and there are many other kinds of what you might call benefits of practicing gratitude. Now, what are what are some of the states of mind that makes it difficult to practice gratitude? And it's very interesting, and you will recognize them as soon as you start hearing them. Okay, so imagine you're receiving a kindness, you're recognizing there's might be a good intention behind it, and you recognize that, I mean, energy was spent on your behalf. Instead of responding with gratitude, the emotion that is that makes it difficult to for gratitude to come up is if it became a habit, is to feel entitled, to feel that you deserve it was yours in the first place. That person had no choice but to give, but what to give you what was yours, what was yours. I mean, all that could be true. All that doesn't mean that it was not an act of kindness. All that doesn't mean that it was done with necessarily with pure intention. All that doesn't mean that energy was actually spent on your behalf. So if we have a sense of entitlement rather than gratitude, the sense of entitlement that is again the festering ground for division, festering ground for chaos, festering ground for hatred, festering ground, also festering ground for disease within ourselves. We become more prone to people who feel entitled, or they're sort of stuck into a prison of ego, and that will lead to uh, not that all forms of anxiety, not that all forms of mental ailments like depression, not that these are necessarily because of entitlement, but if you do hold on and nurture entitlement, you will definitely be creating a environment for these kinds of experiences, Okay, and also it biologically, gratitude helps with the immune system, and sense of being ingrateful, uh, feeling entitled, and feeling that the things that you encounter are disposable. The attitude of things being disposable. That I think we're using that term a lot nowadays. We are the disposable culture, and thinking and not respecting the line of energy, the line of kindness that made you eventually have whatever it is that you have with you. Oh, why should I be grateful for the person who sewed this jacket? They got paid for it, right? That's feeling entitled. And then, well, I can always buy another jacket, so disposable. So not appreciating everything, everything that had to come together for this jacket to come to exist. And that kind of attitude is contagious. So just like I mentioned, you have a society where that is cohesive, that is harmonious, is because gratitude is being practiced. And because gratitude is being practiced, that gratitude can be inherited. It becomes, I guess the term that they use now, it becomes viral. Okay, it spreads when people perceive it. They remember in an act of gratitude, there is a mirror, there is a sense of touching something deep and meaningful. And those who are able to perceive it, oh my goodness, that's a great act of kindness to be received. Ah, and and seeing that, directly perceiving that, helps us, the one who's the audience, who's the one who's in the audience, also touch that sense of meaning, and and if that person wants to perpetuate that gratitude. So gratitude is uh, can be viral. When you practice it, you will affect your environment. You will affect the people around you. And in the same way, when one practices a sense of entitlement, hold on to the attitude of disposable culture, that also can be transmitted. It also can be. It's also, since it's like a disease, it is contagious. Can be contagious. And if parents are behaving that way, holding on a sense of entitlement, then without even directly speaking and teaching their children to feel entitled, the children will pick that up. They will feel entitled. They will feel that the world is disposable. They will not have a sense of respect for the world. And since we are connected to the world, not having a sense of respect for the world, we are in essence having no respect for our own self, where life becomes meaningless, where life becomes itself disposable. Yeah. The So in the preliminary practices uh, of expressing gratitude, and with there is a sense of that the mirror, to the impulse, what you might call to repay the kindness, to do an act of kindness in return, not out of guilt. I have to remind you, it's not out of guilt, okay? But a real sense of appreciation, a real sense of appreciation, where it sort of remains at the personal level. But because of the deep meaning involved with this, if we allow ourselves to not only think about direct act of kindness, but also indirect act of kindness, and you just keep maintaining the attitude of gratitude, that attitude of gratitude will eventually make us connect with the most powerful force in the universe. It will make us have a direct link, a direct connection to the most powerful way of being in the universe. And that's what will eventually help us be able to arrive at complete full awakening. When we carry on the attitude of gratitude, where just you're able to practice gratitude uh, for all the processes, all the hands that came together for the clothes that you're wearing, for the roof that's above your head, for the food that's in your refrigerator, for the electricity that's keeping the food cool and nice and cold, for the road that's outside. But if you consider that if you had to do each one of these things on your own from scratch, even if we live in a society where everyone did this from scratch for themselves. You, the road to your house, you built it. You go and quarry whatever the material they need to get to build a road from that level. Then you have to be grateful to the earth for providing the quarry. Be grateful to the plants, the trees for providing the fiber, for providing the food. Okay. Now, when it comes to gratitude towards what you might call expressing gratitude towards difficult situations, and this is where I have a lot of difficulties with certain ideas about being grateful to suffering. Okay, here's the way this is the way I can deal with it and not and and uh, and and not feel that I'm betraying myself. Okay, like you encounter a difficult person, you encounter a difficult situation. How do you express gratitude towards that? Well, there are many ways. Uh, One way is to express gratitude towards the person for giving you the opportunity to hold, to acknowledge, to acknowledge first, this is unpleasant. This is wrong, because you've now been given a direct demonstration of it, either in your own experience or something that you're forced to observe, to witness. Okay, so you can be thankful for that, or uh, you can be thankful, you can be grateful in that situation for that toward that difficult person or that difficult situation, in a sense of somehow within me is there was uh, the strength of resilience. Where did that come from? So you can be grateful to whatever or whoever helped you had that capacity of resilience. You can be grateful to so because like what Emmett was mentioning earlier, uh, now that is you could say the difficult situation of needing to paint the space where you are. Let's say let's say it's a difficult situation, okay? A difficult situation where you need to paint the place, and now here you are. Maybe that's not what you wanted to do at the time, but you're painting the place anyway. So the way you would express gratitude. Now, take this as an example. Okay, it might be a very bad example, I admit, from the very beginning, but you can take it in your situation, in your own situation. Okay, so the way to express gratitude is not so much for the walls for giving you the opportunity to paint them, or the paint for giving the opportunity to apply it on the wall, but rather in Emmett's case, to those people who taught him how to paint, so that in this situation he can actually make a useful application of something that he learned. Okay. The thing is, you want your gratitude to be heartfelt. You don't want it to be fake. You don't feel grateful for something, don't force it. But every situation can give you a reason for gratitude. Like uh, you're not grateful perhaps to the person who was difficult to you, but because you came out of it with grace, you don't say, I'm grateful to this person because it gave me an opportunity to practice, to experience being graceful. If you can't really in a heartfelt way express gratitude to that person, but remember, you see that you receive kindness. You see that it was done with good intention. You see that it was energy was expended on your behalf. If you're not seeing all these things, but you have that opportunity, you can still express gratitude for whatever it is within me that made me come out of this with grace. I'm grateful to it. Then it will be heartfelt. Then later on, then maybe you can, in a genuine way, express gratitude towards them. And I'll end with one example of gratitude, and an example about a teaching of gratitude where uh, This is a question that my teacher asked a while ago. Some of you probably have heard this example already, where my teacher asked, to whom should you be more grateful to? All the Buddhas, all the enlightened beings, or all sentient beings who are suffering? And of course, the the answer to that is we should be more grateful to sentient beings, because it is through relating with them in a skillful way that will eventually allow us to experience, allow us to actually arrive at enlightenment ourselves. So no matter how they're treating you, if we can respond skillfully and be grateful in that, in to them, in that sense that they are giving us opportunity to exercise our strength, to recognize our virtues, then we can be grateful to them in that sense, because eventually, whether you meet a knucklehead or whether you meet an angel, it's how you relate to them that will make it worthwhile or not. Okay, you can encounter an angel and it becomes the worst thing for you, and you could also encounter the knucklehead; it could become the best thing for you. It all depends on how you relate. Okay, and because of the possibility of that, we should be grateful to sentient beings. Be grateful that be grateful that they make us see suffering, so that we can really in our bones want to escape it, want to do something about it. And because of the difficulties that sentient beings find themselves in, the habit to unfortunately create chaos, the habit of perpetuating pain for themselves, for their neighbors, because of that habit, then they just can't help it because they're so enmeshed in it. So when any one of them is able to do the slightest good, somehow extract themselves from that habit, we should be very grateful to them, because they're in that example, they're showing us the possibilities of great things. Okay, uh, I think we reached the end. We reached the top of the hour. Right? Any comments, questions, anything that women? I thought you were going to be. You should have covered that. You didn't cover this. So whatever it may have been.
Hi, Phuntsok. Can you hear
Hi.
me?
Yes, I hear you.
Thank you for such a beautiful lecture and meditation. Just a question I have. It's less a direct question, and it's more of a, I guess, a clarification.
Mm-hmm.
Would you be able to speak more to perhaps working with the so, for example, when working with entitlement, is
Mm-hmm.
would you consider the direct antidote to be gratitude? Like
Yeah.
how can one work with feelings of entitlement that arise out of a desire to protect oneself?
Mm-hmm. Uh,
Does that make sense?
yes, I understand that. Uh, the entitlement, in a sense of, uh, this will protect me. That's the reasoning the sense of entitlement gives you, right? And then you go into perpetuating the feeling, and you go into perpetuating the state of feeling entitled. Uh, but rather than go into a spirit of entitlement, but go instead into find something to be grateful for instead. Okay, like if you're feeling entitled to, uh, I don't know, something that you're receiving, and fear of losing it is very strong, and entitlement comes up and say, I'll help you with that fear of yours. Be entitled so that you can protect yourself. but rather uh, recognize that, yes, I do need to protect myself, but entitlement, excuse me, you're not going to help me achieve that. I'm going to do what is really going to protect me. I'm going to be grateful instead. Okay. So it's not dispense with needing to protect yourself, but rather know that the best way at arriving at getting that protection is through gratitude instead. Even though entitlement seems, just because of habit, it seems like it's the right thing to do.
Thank
And
you.
that's
That's
something,
really powerful.
yeah, something we need to do, really make it a practice of expressing, practicing gratitude, right? And so many of you have so many different many different ways of doing that. But one practical way is to have a gratitude journal, something that you go to periodically, every whatever. It doesn't have to be every day. As a matter of fact, there's with any good thing, doing it too much becomes a bad thing. Okay, you may experience gratitude fatigue, and you can't stand that gratitude thing anymore. Okay. So do it in a way that it can be done, that is, you feel it's not too much. And when you do it, really do it sincerely, that you're really grateful for. Don't pretend. Okay. And it could be some tiny little thing. It could be some big thing. It doesn't have to be either one. And it could be being great. If you're feeling really grateful for the same thing over and over again, that's okay. Okay. Feel grateful for the same thing over and over again, as long as it's genuine. Okay. And according to the those who actually measure, they say 3 months. Okay, let's give it a try. See if your inner world changes. Okay. All right. It's top of the hour. What does that mean anyway? That means the end of time. All right. And if you really want to go into it, and there are um, like for those who okay, give me 5 more minutes. Okay, I really didn't go into the little mystical part because I'm afraid to go into the somewhat mystical part because some people might say, "Oh, please," and some people that's what they're really waiting for. So, in connection to the mirror, the mystical part is, remember when I said it gives you a glimpse, it gives you a sense of touching the divine, a sense of something true meaning. Okay, in terms of the mirror effect, when you're grateful towards something, you find yourself, there's a part of you, you could say unconsciously, you start to mirror what you're grateful for. So if you receive a certain kindness and you're expressing gratitude towards it, you will find yourself naturally, almost as if your being will start to organize itself to to actually repeat what you witness. And if you're grateful to someone who you consider to be very inspirational, someone who's a model, and you keep thinking about actual encounters, actual reasons why you're grateful, even if it was just one moment of encounter, but you see this person loom large in your life because of how much they impress you, and you keep feeling grateful. What you're actually doing, here's the mystical part. What you're actually doing is you're sort of magnetizing yourself towards those very qualities, and you're drawing them into yourself. You're drawing them into yourself in one way. Remember, one of the things that gratitude does is that it removes a negative bias. Okay, uh, so now you have a sensitivity and a biasness towards the things towards what you are grateful for, and because you have a bias for it, you become more sensitive to it. You're able to pick it out. where before you would not be able to pick it out. And then that's how you're able to draw yourself more and more to it. Okay. Uh, and and one last thing, I have to say this one: gratitude is one of the keys for abundance. Abundance of in all the ways that you can experience abundance. Just the sense of I don't need anything. Actually, gratitude actually uh, breaks down that constant thirst for filling your life with stuff. That thirst is quenched with gratitude. Okay. And it's interesting. If finally your life is filled with abundance and you don't have the thirst for things. Huh? That's beautiful. And gratitude, that's one of the things that gratitude does. Okay. And most importantly, it's it makes you into a magnet to actually attract into your life, attract into your biology the very conditions that will help you be healthier and happier. Okay. All right. That was exactly 3 minutes. Not too bad. Okay. All right. All right. So should we do our meditation dedication, or someone has a question or something you want to?
Could you talk more about the last part?
Oh yeah. uh, uh, when for those of you who do guru yoga, guru yoga is in a sense is expressing gratitude. It's a means of practicing gratitude. And when you're doing that, what you're doing, you're making yourself into a magnet for the qualities that you perceive in the guru. Okay? And in whatever ways, in whatever little things you can think of, when especially uh, when you feel that you've met that person, okay, in whatever realm that person happens to reside, okay, and you constantly express gratitude, and that itself could be a big practice, especially when you feel that, oh, I can't meditate today, I can't do those long whatever things, but you could do gratitude practice, and that itself will set you back, will bring you back, or will propel you forward. Okay, you can say it's the most powerful way to one of the most powerful ways to practice gratitude. And much more powerful than that is to see the guru in every event, in every person you encounter. My goodness. Okay. All right. So I talked more on that, did I? Don't tell me to talk more on that. I saw you getting ready to say that. Okay. So let's do the meditation. I think we might be doing this. This might be our COVID meditation. Okay. Because I thought COVID is going to help us appreciate each other because we're not going to be able to spend time with each other. But it's not really helping that. I guess the sickness is making people do things that they don't necessarily want to do. Okay, so let's help them out. Get ready to meditate. It won't be too long because it's past over time. So if you can just now, while you're settling into your posture, just recall as vividly as you can what it felt like when you were meditating. And if you can recall the deepest experience you've had, that would be okay. But you don't have to be the deepest, just what it felt like when you're meditating. And as you begin to sort of make contact with it, re-experience it, just thinking on how it felt like this in my body, and you begin to experience it in the body. Stay there. My breath was like this, and you begin to experience it in the breath. Stay with there. My mind was like this, and you begin to experience it again. Stay there. Now stabilize with one full deep breath through the nose, gently, fully breathe in. And through the mouth, release. And as you release to the mouth, release to the body, release, let go, let go, let go. Notice energetically yourself going deeper. Notice yourself going deeper physically. Notice yourself going deeper in the mind, letting go, letting go, letting go. The signs are rising, strengthening, enhancing the calm, the pleasantness, the images, the sounds, the sensations. And while we are in that space, let us think of us here, us, and have the perspective of someone from outside pointing to all of us as though they're talking about one unit, and it's us. Now let's go into that sense of us. We're all sitting in a circle, and as we keep thinking us, feeling that sense of us, thinking of us, feeling that sense of us, and we can go back to just like my hands are different than my feet are different than my face, but it's still us. So you have that same sense of usness, even though there's John there, there's Ritesh there, there's Emmett there, there's Donnie there. So we have that sense of us. And the strength of that sense of us, we begin to have a palpable manifestation of that sense of us. And it's appearing in the very center of our circle like a bright present, bright light. And we're all connected to it by a, a, a string of light from our heart all the way to its heart. And our individuality is empowering the usness, and the usness is empowering our individuality. So we are empowering each other, empowering our individualities, empowering our usness. And it gets stronger and stronger, us, and the instinct, the same instinct. My left foot is in trouble. My right hand just immediately goes to help without thinking right hand helping left foot. So we have the instinct, the readiness to be of service to each other because we are us. And as it gets stronger, that presence, that bright presence in the center begins to expand. As it expands, whatever is in that space becomes part of that us, becomes part of that bright presence. Eventually, it completely envelops us, and we are now just that bright presence, us. It continues to expand in the space, wherever that space may be, in, imbuing and including everything that's in that space, your entire home, your entire neighborhood, everyone in that neighborhood, every life in that neighborhood. It continues to expand until your entire region is in that light. It's us, it's us. The trees, the sky, the grass, all life continues to expand. All neighbors, us, until the entire nation, until the entire continent, until the entire earth. And if you can sincerely expand it to include the entire universe, then let that. But if it's not too abstract, then just stay with just the earth and just stay with that us, and feel that instinct to go to the aid of the river, to go to the aid of the fish, to go to the aid of the birds. It's us. To go to the aid of your neighbor across the continent, across the other side of the earth. The instinct to take care of the clouds, the instinct to take care of the mountains, the grass, the trees, the lakes, the rocks. It's us, us. And let's spice it up a little bit, just a dash of being grateful to all those things. The earth for giving us solidity, solidity of usness, solidity of our individuality, for the water that's in us and outside of us, for the fire in us and outside of us, for the space inside us and outside of us, for air, for life, for consciousness. To the point you can't say, my earth, your earth. It's just earth, just consciousness, just us. And in that state, think of someone you may have had a disagreement with and bring him in. Know that they're there and feel that it's us. It's us. It's us. It's us. Let us connect to that place where we are no longer divided, something that unites us, a commonness, whether it's the reality of a kind of a painful experience or the joy of an exuberant experience, or just the fact that we are products of combinations of things. Okay, keeping that sense of us, that beautiful kumbaya sense of us. Now that bright presence now begins to shrink again. And as it shrinks, it leaves like pieces of itself, or it's like uh, sparkles are left on everything. And that sense of us, that sense of us, until it becomes that bright presence just in the center of our circle. And we are glowing with that sense of us and feeling ready, feeling our individuality and feeling that us and our individuality is part of us. And now that bright presence divides into each one and becomes a part of each one of us. And now we know taking care of this individual is at the same time taking care of us, the general. And taking care of the general sense of us is at the same time taking care of this individual. I go back to the feel, just the space of the meditation. Noticing the space, rejoice, and get ready to arise from the meditation. First, make a dedication. Dedicate whatever gifts you may have received from tonight, whatever understanding, whatever new perspective, whatever you may have received, clarity, clarification, dedicated to something that is truly of compassionate concern to you, whether it's just for yourself or for someone you know, or even a community. Gyawadi Kyoken Sunam Yeshe Dzogdzog Sunam Yeshe Lechungwe Tamba Gunyi Toba Shu And get ready to arise from the meditation with that sense of readiness. Take a nice deep breath that you feel in here, in through the nose, out the mouth. And deliberately, consciously connect with your immediate surroundings through your sense of touch. Feel the temperature, feel the clothing, feel the cushion, feel the floor, hear the different sounds, and let your eyes take in light, noticing deliberately colors, shapes, lights, shadows. Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Phuntsok.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody. We'll have the recording up on Patreon tomorrow, and next class will be in 2 weeks. So we'll see you all then.
See y'all.
Thank you, Emmett and Phuntsok.
Thank you.